Yeah, of course, as James said in the interview, to go and win a league or win a competition, you've got to perform in different ways, and at the end of the day it's about getting over the line and getting them 3 points and stretching your way away from City and staying hot on Chelsea's heels.
And it was Shearer-esque, actually, the header, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, he's come from a club that he's probably talked about and he's seen videos. It was a great head and a good move. I thought this was brilliant, the way Firmino just took the ball off a line there, shifted Yaya Toure and then played a ball onto the safe side of Adam Lallana, so Zabaleta couldn't get out. You question whether the cross could have been stopped, but I just love the way he times his run. He doesn't... You look here, he could be sprinting because he's ahead of Kolarov, but he realises what's the point in being in there early, being offside, having to stop your run. So just wait, and then... As
a striker, when do you know when to turn the jog to a sprint?
When you see Lallana just cut back onto his right foot there, you think, aye, this could be, he's about to do it in a split second, so then you make your move. And the worst thing as a centre-forward is someone that sets to cross the ball and then cuts back onto the left side and then cuts back again, because you made one run, very hard to get back out and get back in again. So you've got to know your players, and Lallana, obviously, you know he's not the fastest player in the world, so you know as soon as he gets a half a yard, he's going to cross it in, and Wijnaldum just timed it perfectly.
It did frustrate you, though, that goal, didn't it?
Yeah, it was just... City in recent weeks, they've conceded a lot of soft goals. You know, they're too easy to go from one end of the pitch and attack them. There's 2 passes again there and across into the box, and defensively they're very passive. You know, the fullbacks could have closed it down maybe, and the Kolarov again is on his back foot as the ball comes into the box, and it's happened too often recently for City, and that's one thing going into the new year where they maybe have to buy another defender to straighten up.
We were talking during the game, we were saying, you know, why Liverpool not pressing like we've seen them in the past? But actually, hearing from James Milner there, it sounds like that was the plan as usual, to press. They just couldn't, for whatever reason, turn it on tonight.
Yeah, I was surprised with what James said, really. He seemed disappointed with Liverpool's performance overall today, but I thought it was sensational. I thought Jurgen Klopp, it was almost a master plan to drop off and let City's defenders have the ball and sort of nullify the spaces for the likes of De Bruyne, Silva, and stop balls into Aguero. You know, Jurgen Klopp said before the game, we need to stop the service into Aguero, and that's the reason why I thought they played so deep. I thought they got the game plan spot on.
Yeah, I mean, we all came to the ground today thinking, how are Manchester City going to cope with the high press of Liverpool? It was totally the opposite. They sat back, they let City have the ball. They weren't. And this wasn't necessarily, you know, just when it was 1-0. They were doing this early in the game as well, just letting City have the ball, and half the time they got a bit bored and kicked it out of play, as we saw there, and he was very frustrated about it. So I thought it was a different tactic to what virtually everyone expected. We were all questioning City, thinking they're going to have to change their way of playing. It was Liverpool who changed their way of pressing.
Well, we saw a frustrated-looking Pep Guardiola there. We're now joined live by, I'm sure, a delighted Jurgen Klopp. Jurgen, Stephen's just described your plan this evening as a master plan. You'll take that, won't you?
Yeah. I couldn't, unfortunately, listen to my plan, or what was my plan. Maybe you can say it again. Then I know more about it. So what I want to say with it is, first of all, hello to all of you in the studio. And games like this are very, very difficult. And it's not that we had the clear plan from the first second to stay deep or deeper than we do it in other games. But you have to learn in the game, you have to adapt to the game, you have to take the shape you have, and you have still to try to score and win the game. And tonight it was this kind of game that we knew we need to be compact. Wherever we defend, we tried, especially in the beginning, we tried very high. Then they played, in these moments we opened our formation a little bit too much, so we struggled a little bit in half spaces, especially with high Sterling and half space De Bruyne. And so that was a little bit a problem for us. We were the whole night not cool enough in our own possession. We had all the problems we got in the second half. We had after we gave the ball too simple away. We had the ball and Roberto 1 or 2 times, Millie one time, and so we lost the ball in the wrong moment, and we cannot be compact. That were their moments, but they couldn't create real chances because we defended really well, but that brought in the intensity in the game, and that's the problem, because and you have to run to close the spaces you didn't expect that you had to close, and so it was kind of a wild game. I think we had especially in the first half 2 moments when we should have not scored maybe, but have a big chance. When Roberto passed, timing, his timing was not good. When Adam was already in offside, and another one or two situations when we were already nearly through. So it was intense, and that's what I said before. It's not about having a philosophy, it's about adapting to the quality of the opponent, and in this case we needed to defend from a compact formation. That's what we did. We didn't create enough chances, or not enough, as much as we wanted, but all good. We don't want to show how good we are, we want points, and we have another 3. That's great.
And the way the game panned out, Anfield was nervous at times. I mean, the noise at the end was fantastic, but in the sort of 50th, 60th minute, it was quiet. They were anxious. What was it like for you on the sidelines with it being such a big game?
I was not anxious, of course not, but I can imagine that you have not the biggest influence in this moment when you see your team running and defending and all that stuff. But I thought really crowd was outstanding. They did a brilliant job, because when they saw the machine is a little bit slower than before, then they were there and helped us a lot. So it was a 100% LFC performance. We are really happy because it's so difficult to play them, but we could have played them better. Maybe next time.
Jurgen, we're obviously in the Premier League now, with the games come thick and fast, and a game in less than 48 hours. So how do you go about preparing the team? Will you make changes? How do you freshen the team up for that next game?
Oh, that would be cool if you could give me now the advice, because you had it much more often than I had it. So maybe you can say, what did you do when you had game on 31st and 2nd?
I got rested a lot, Jurgen. I got rested.
He got a yellow card just when he needed one.
Okay, then Stevie, please.
Go on.
I'd just like to ask you about Jordan Henderson. And was it an injury or was it a tactical substitution?
No, it was not tactical. It was not kind of an injury. He had a little bit problem with the heel. In this moment, I saw it a minute before. I got aware of it, that he's limping a little bit, and then the next moment he spoke to ref and was on the ground. So bit to see. I don't know exactly. I hope it's not too serious, but I cannot say.
Well, look, Jurgen, congratulations for the way things have gone in 2016. Plenty to look back on and be proud of, but the way the world is, you're looking forwards. What's your New Year's message to all the Liverpool fans out there? What can they expect in 2017?
Well, no, I'm not prepared for this. I have no idea. Maybe I should. Maybe I should think a second about what I said, because it's a whole year.
Yeah, you've got to get it right. It's important.
That should be a real message. Yeah, maybe we'll try it again and again and again and again and again until somebody says the season is finished. So that's what I can promise. And next time, the day after tomorrow.
More of the same.
See you there.
And are you going to party tonight?
Yeah, actually I have.
Yeah, good.
But I'm not involved. So I take the dog and have a sleep. So, but all the rest is partying, of course.
I love that. They won't let you get any rest.
In Stevie's house, by the way.
Right. You'll be in the West Wing, he'll be asleep in the East Wing.
Yeah, so a few of you know the party space. Yeah.
Good man. Good. Thanks for joining us. Have a very happy New Year. Congratulations tonight.
Same for you. All the best. See
Good
you.
man.
Bye.
Good man. So he's invited himself to yours for New Year.
No, it actually is now. He's living in my old house.
Is he looking after it?
I don't know, I haven't been there for a while. I haven't been invited round yet.
Must be, that's the way. So many houses, how do you get to them all?
Ain't going to happen.
Thank you for your time, Pep.
You're very welcome.
Look, Richard, the reality is no one's beaten Liverpool here since Manchester United did it in January. It's a hard place to come and play football, and the margins were fine tonight. Manchester City were not the worst team. They were probably the worst team in the first half, but arguably the better in the second.
They played reasonably well, Man City, but the fatal mistake is letting Liverpool get in front of you, because Liverpool, as they did today, they set back a little bit, and you know their threat is on the break, and that was what City had to watch out for. But for all the possession in the second half, they never created too much, and they couldn't get Aguero into the game, and he ended up maybe having one shot in the match, and apart from that, the keeper wasn't tested, you know. So they've done okay, but they need a bit more. They're probably a bit static as well when they're attacking, and they need to improve on that and pull Liverpool a bit wider. But Liverpool defended really well, you know, and they did nullify Man City, so it wasn't easy for them. It was City done okay, but Liverpool done really well as well.
What did you make of City tonight?